Welcome back, everyone. I'm Janine, and this is my podcast, Quest for You, where we are on a journey to become our best self. And today, and in the next 3 episodes, I'm going to talk about food. Yes, I know, a little bit different, but I've talked about food before. I know it's the new year, and I know that food is on everyone's mind. And believe it or not, after you listen to these 3 episodes, you will find out that food, proper food, is very important on this quest for you as well. So let's dive in. I know that you're thinking about food, probably not the same way that you thought about it a few weeks ago when you indulged in all the specialty foods that are so unique to the holiday season. And with the ring into the new year, people's thoughts about food took a huge swing. From buying just another Christmas cookie, or a silky hot chocolate to keep us warm, or that delicious Italian fruitcake that I saw around here at my local deli. We now turn to the produce aisle, the health food sections. We read ingredient lists, we buy supplements and powders, and our shopping cart looks greener than normally. We shift from gluttony to bareness, healthier food, less food, controlled food. Yep, it's that time of the year. And yes, food is on my mind as well. Well, it always is. Even though I consider myself pretty good with my diet, I have my areas of weakness. Everywhere I go, whether in stores or on the internet, I see yet another diet book, another 30 ways to eat your way to health, another list of 10 superfoods you didn't know about, and so on. There's no lack of information, but people still struggle to get healthy. Not to seek an excuse, but simply observing my own behavior, I can say this. We are not to blame for everything. Our efforts to eat better are genuine. The information available is definitely consumed. Otherwise, the health books wouldn't sell, and the blogs and cooking sites wouldn't have any visitors, and new ones keep popping up all the time. People everywhere know that kale is healthy, and you can spot it in many people's shopping carts these days. But something else is working against us. And a big portion are the businesses that want to make money on health. And I say this with caution, because I'm hugely grateful for the variety of healthy options we have available to us. 10 years ago, if you wanted to find that specialty flour to make your cake, or the nut butters, you had to make an extra trip to a faraway store and find that one brand that produced it, and then pay a hefty price for it. Today, multiple brands produce all the healthy foods we need for the recipes that we downloaded. However, the searching has not ended. Now you don't have to drive far anymore to get your gluten-free granola bars and your coconut flakes and your seaweed snacks. Now there are too many options. And how do we know what to choose? What is the best one for us? Years ago, if you lived a healthy lifestyle, they probably considered you a hippie or a tree hugger or some kind of an alternative. Whatever descriptions people used. We had them in Germany as well. And thank goodness, and maybe because I live in the Bay Area, everywhere I go, food options have become healthier. Even catered lunches to companies and large conference dinners now offer green things on the plate. However, the work has still not stopped. It may appear like it did. Companies surely try to make it easy for us. All the trendy words we associate with a healthy lifestyle are plastered on all our favorite items. Organic, healthy, gluten-free, GMO-free, and so on. And this is where I think the problem lies. We like convenience. 40 years ago, Hamburger Helper offered convenience. Now, convenience has higher expectations, but it's still the thing that we seek. So companies cater to our need for convenience, and we gladly accept. We grab the coconut milk, the protein bar, the Greek yogurt, the kombucha, and the hummus because all these foods appeared in the blog on healthy nutrition that we read earlier at work while surfing the web. The packaging looks amazing. The food looks appetizing. and the labels indicate it's good for us. But, I repeat, the work has not stopped. We just don't like to do it. We don't want to read nutrition labels, especially when we come to like the taste of something. And it says it's healthy, right? So maybe we replace the afternoon Snickers bar with a protein bar because protein is healthier than sugar. We buy fresh, artisan, home-baked bread at the local bakery because we can afford it and it smells delicious and it was made with organic flour. The choices are abundant, more so than in the hamburger helper era, but the work has not stopped. We still have to make an effort to ensure we are truly being healthy. We can't leave it to food producers to tell us what is healthy and good for us. We have to inform ourselves. And the dilemma I've seen is this. The more informed we become, the cleverer food manufacturers get. Do you know that not all protein is created equal? Do you know that there are different types of protein, and they all are metabolized differently by your body? Some don't add much value to your body at all. Coincidentally, that is also the cheapest protein for companies to use. Do you know what protein actually is? Time to get that old biology book out of the attic. Do you know how your protein powder is produced? And where? And why are you always hungry after you just had that expensive meal replacement shake? You see, what I am trying to illustrate is this. We have so many options when it comes to food. But with these options comes more work. And the work goes beyond just reading the nutrition labels, if that's what you think I mean. If food is on your mind this time of year, healthier food, less food, controlled food, then you cannot fall into the convenience trap. Changing your grocery store and now shopping at Whole Foods doesn't make you healthy. I have to say, sadly, that I don't think much has changed. To be healthy, truly healthy, we still have to go against the grain. We still have to make an effort. More options exist. Food labels display all the keywords we're looking for. And some of the bad things have been taken out. But the status quo has not changed. Grocery stores are still largely made up of packaged and processed foods, despite the labels touting it less harmful. Ingredient lists on these packaged foods are still long and complicated. So yes, maybe partially hydrogenated oil has been eliminated after you had to carefully look for it in the past. But food additives still exist. Dyes and colorings, nitrates, BHA, MSG, all these are still used. Check the ingredient list on a Pop-Tart if you don't believe me. The standard breakfast offered everywhere and happily consumed by everyone, even in the fanciest coffee houses and most expensive neighborhoods here in my area, is still loaded with carbs and refined sugars. The typical lunch break at almost every workplace is still at noon, and a snack is still considered to be a packaged and processed item, and people still use vending machines to get it, and most folks still eat their heaviest meal right before bedtime. And to top it off, the food pyramid, which is published by the Center for Nutrition Policy and Promotion, which is a government agency, and most people do look to authority when it comes to a good argument over what's best for you. That food pyramid hasn't changed much since it was published first in 1992. It still has the most harmful and nutrient-deficient foods on the bottom as your baseline for your diet, and the most beneficial and nutrient-rich foods on the top as the ones that, well, you can consume once in a while. Very sad. Yet, any well-researched and well-written article or book you read on healthy nutrition will tell you the opposite of the food pyramid. The studies quoted in those books are not from the 60s. And I also recognize that the difficulty of measuring people's diets. Even the best studies don't lock up people for weeks to monitor every bite they eat. Despite all this, the amount of evidence and even our own experiences shows that the opposite of all this what I just shared is true to some degree. You've either tried it yourself and noticed it because you felt better, or because you know others who have lost weight and eliminated diseases such as diabetes by living this way. I have not in years heard of any program that increases your carb intake and leads to weight loss and more health. And what about all the other diet-related goals such as healthy aging, brain health, disease prevention, increased energy and focus? I realize not everyone looking to change their diet wants to lose weight. So if you want to be healthier and happier, it's not going to be easy. Remember the holiday season just a few weeks ago? How hard was it to find your favorite treats and holiday goodies? Probably smack right in front of you as you walk into the store. Now, go back to that same store. Holiday treats have been exchanged with other packaged treats in the form of protein powders and fruit bars and cereals, weight loss shakes. It's all the same stuff. It's sugar. It's just packaged differently. So being healthy is a journey that is not a convenient one, facilitated by restaurants and grocery stores and coffee shops in your neighborhood. You still have to make an effort. You will have to go out of your way. And you will have to go against the grain, meaning you most often will have to do the opposite of what everyone does. And that is why it's hard. While most people recognize what it takes, we don't have immediate evidence of this by what we observe in our environment. And that's what makes it hard. The line at my amazing bakery is always long, every Saturday when I walk by. Most restaurants use polyunsaturated cooking oils for their meal prep, no matter how healthy the ingredients are. The standard creamer for your self-serve at even the most expensive coffee shops in town is still regular heavy cream. So I always carry my almond milk in my bag. So in your defense, your health journey, your weight loss quest, your willpower training, whatever it is that's on your resolution list this year, it will not be easy. Not because you don't know what to do, but because you have little support from your environment. And since most people go for convenience, even your friends on the same quest as you may leave you hanging because they swear by their packaged foods, which you also crave. But you probably know that there are too many carbs in there. But I don't want to leave this episode on a depressing note. Effort is not a bad thing. It just means a little bit more work on your own part and less reliance on what others tell you is good for you. It's like that with everything on this quest for you, don't you think? We need to pay attention and do the work in order to reap the rewards. So this was not intended to be a 3-part episode. When I wrote this, I thought, okay, well maybe this is going to be 2 parts, but actually now that I'm ready to record, I know you're going to have 3 episodes on this. So tune into the next 2 episodes because I do want to share a healthy approach to diet that doesn't have to be complicated. And it's not a diet, so don't get your hopes up. I'll never tell you to follow a specific diet. It simply is my approach to eating and to providing nutrients to my body. It is what makes sense and what my body loves and appreciates. And I want to give you this information because I know food is on your mind this time of year. And I know many of you are going to fall for all the packaged healthy foods out there. They're not all bad, but you need to use some caution. I just went to the grocery store a few days ago, and I always look at what people have in their carts, and I see it. People buy what companies tell them to, not what their body needs. So, this is what I really want you to get out of these next 3 episodes. The next 2, this one and the next 2. To really listen and tune into your body. This is important with everything that we do on this quest for you. You want to listen to yourself and use a little bit of common sense. So, I hope this episode has you thinking a bit more about your nutrition and your health. And maybe you become a bit more selective and careful when choosing the foods that you consume. More tomorrow, and for now, much love and have an amazing day.